The Saxon god wanders somewhere up here, does he not? I haven't seen him.
They like to say he moves with mystery.
Look! The moon! It moves untroubled now. But one day it will be eaten by a giant wolf and the nights will be black forevermore.
Are you all right?
I've tasted glory once again. And it was good.
I'm glad to hear it. Now...
I always felt like Skoll or Hati. Chasing and trying to fulfill Halfdan's wishes. But now I've caught my sun and moon. I've got them and I don't know.
You can let them go. Sail to a further shore.
My longship's in Valhalla. Don't you remember? Firestarter.
Come on. Let's get you to solid ground.
Everything's spinny. You're very strong.
You're very large.
Sorry for this, Eivor. I've had one last glory. I should be happy. I am happy. Thank you.
It need not be the last.
Not the last.
Enough fun and games. I should see how Oswald is doing.
Eivor, I'm about to address our guests, and I'd like you to be there.
It's been a worthy ceremony so far.
And have you had enough fun yet?
I am ready for your address.
I'm ready to hear you address your kingdom.
Good. Come, join me. Friends, honored guests, we've pushed through hard times. It seems like all we've known is loss and suffering. But it is not conflict that binds us. It is compassion. May we always favor compassion, even when our enemies refuse its boon. So, to my Dane friends and neighbors, I give thanks for the bravery you have shown during our collective struggles. And for my fellow Christians, may we continue standing as examples of our Lord's grace. Lights in the dark. I see East Anglia's future right here, right now, in all of you, Dane and Saxon alike. To our future.
Still a bit soft on insults, but the king has courage.
And to Eivor, without whom none of this would have been possible.
On behalf of East Anglia, let this ring be proof of our loyalty to the Raven clan and all they have done for us today.
Would you have any words of wisdom for us?
Oswald will be a good
Oswald, you would not have been my first choice as king, nor my second. I thought you weak, bendable, without resolve. But not all men are as they first appear. I came to see that Oswald's heart is amongst the largest I've ever known. He is sturdy, he has wisdom, and he has courage. All qualities of a man worthy to be king. He is the king East Anglia deserves, and the king you need. To the good King Oswald!
To Oswald!
Skål!
Skål!
Score! Okay, everyone, the bridal race starts now. Remember, you all have to lose to the bride and groom.
Quick, brother! We can't lose to Oswald!
You lost!
It was a beautiful wedding, Oswald. Like you said it would be.
Thanks to you, and everything you've done here.
I believe in you.
It won't be easy putting the pieces of East Anglia back together. But you won't be alone. Saxon and Dane have banded together in your name. You're the right man for the throne, and they'll be with you.
Thank you, Eivor. I don't know what to say.
When we met, I spoke of an alliance. Will you hold to the oath you made?
I will. Consider East Anglia a friend of the Raven clan.
There will be a day when I come calling.
Goodbye, friend.
Until next time, great king. I should find Finir. Say goodbye before I leave.
Ah, greetings, Eivor.
You're missing the festivities.
I've had my fill.
It's as much yours as it is Oswald's.
I was a crumbling man, Eivor. Before all this, I thought I'd die a tired old failure. But now, my heart burns bright with newfound fire. I want to live hard, die fierce.
Glory cares not for age, Finir. Sail with me. My ship could always use a wise head and a strong axe.
Together,
Together.
I'll gather my things.
Kalla féárdegis í gær sá úlfarnir við skógarrjóðri. 6 sveinunum að gæta sauða vel. Flokkurinn að verða svangur.
Now it seems the wind calls me back to Randvi. Let's tell her the good news.
Nei, það var ekki. Ambáttar bára.
Bastard his halja komma vera je helgat mig. Married a Dane.
In dreams, Valka needs a hold reporting on East Anglia.
Hello, Eivor!
World. Hold effect. In Sears Hut. Val World. Quests. Reporting on East Anglia.
Eivor!
Thank Tyr.
I heard shouting. Is something wrong?
Holger robbed me, and I demand he be punished.
Rot disappointed word. Does the deer rub the stream when she takes a drink? Does a cow rub a field when he crops on sweet grass?
Eivor, this matter requires sensitive judgment. Will you?
Of course. From the beginning, please.
Well now, there is no excuse too small, I see. Nothing to keep you from coveting that seat, is there?
In Sigurd's absence, who has better claim to oversee these disputes?
You might leave them to work it out for themselves, but that would mean letting go, would it not?
Please start again. Tell me all that has happened. I will hear both of your complaints and render a decision, awarding compensation if needed. Understood?
Rowan, I'll hear from you.
Rowan, tell me your version of these events.
As you are aware, Holger and I are neighbors. Near enough that I often catch him at my stables, stealing my tools.
Borrowing.
Holger, let him speak.
Stealing, borrowing. My point being, I have always allowed him to use whatever he pleased. I greatly admire your Norse generosity and had hoped to match it. But this morning, Holger stretched the limits of my grace. Entering my stables for their feed, I found my most beautiful, gentle mare stripped of her tail. Bereft, not a strand in sight. I am ashamed to say my natural suspicion drew me to Holger, and how right I was. For when I peered across the lane, there he was, gripping a horsetail brush slathered with indigo, dragging it across a sheet of
Painting, Rowan. I was painting. You make it sound so crude.
You see? Such willful arrogance. It will take ages for Ilgafur's tail to reach its former length. I demand compensation.
I understand. Thank you, Rowan.
Rowan, I'll hear from you.
Holger, let me hear your side.
Eivor, you have known me as a skald for years. You have seen how my poems bring life and joy and wisdom to our people. And you know that my work requires a certain, let us say, freedom, to make use of rare resources to compose my verses. Often when lacking the proper tools, I have made use of novel items. Alvis's walking stick, Tovi's inks, all were given gladly.
You cut off my horse's tail to make a brush, you bleed.
Rowan?
As I was saying, this morning in the throes of poetic reverie, I realized that my latest piece required delicate brushwork. I could have used a frayed stick, some cloth, my hands, but no. I needed something gentler, softer. To make a perfect brush, I needed the fine hairs of a well-raised horse. And so I availed myself of a local resource.
You clipped Alfgafur's tail to the rump without asking.
It was early. I did not wish to wake you.
Thank you, Holger. I believe I understand your position.
Rowan, I'll hear from you. I've heard enough.
I believe I have heard enough. If you will...
My horse looks like a fool, Eivor. No handsomer than a donkey now. You must do something.
Do not conflate hair with beauty, Rowan. She remains radiant. Elgifur's hair will grow back in no time.
Quiet, both of you. Now listen.
Rowan is right. Holger is right. Rowan is right.
Holger, Rowan is clearly in the right. You sheared the tail from his horse without gaining permission.
I borrowed the tail. Borrowed! Does the reality of regrowth not make this a victimless crime?
It is a two-victim crime, Holger. Though they are unharmed, you took without asking, and that will not do. As the horse's value has diminished significantly, you will pay Rowan its market price.
But the horse was not for sale. Rowan, admit it.
My decision is final, Holger. Pay what you owe, and meet tomorrow as friends.
And if I do, may I keep the horse?
Pay the man and be done with it. Rowan, does this satisfy you?
It does. Thank you, Eivor.
Good. Then by Tyr's blessing, let this matter rest. We're done here. Return to your homes in peace.
Would you allow me to pay you with a vibrant painting? After all, in some ways, in its creation.
Absolutely not.
Oh, hello, Eivor. Good day. That Holger, he is quite a character.
I almost envy him. To see the world through such a muddy glass, and live with such petty concerns. He hasn't a care in the world.
Let's not walk too far with that idea. I need you right where you are.
East Anglia is with us. Their King Oswald has pledged his loyalty to us.
Eivor Kingmaker, we shall call you soon. Some interesting news. King Ceolwulf has sent Ceolbert to Shropshire. He hopes to install him as Elderman there.
Good for Ceolbert. He should do well considering all he has learned from you.
I gave him only a taste of my knowledge. The rest he will need to figure for himself. One more thing. I do not know if you heard, but Sven passed away a short time ago. The poor man slipped away in his bed.
I had not heard, no. And how is Tovi? She must be gutted.
It has been rough on her. She spends quite a lot of time at his burial mound. Speak with her, if you have the time.
Ah, a new letter.
Read Ceolwulf's letter. Letter from Ceolwulf. Press B close, Eivor. I pray this letter finds you well, and my son. Ceolbert has written me a few times now, often in so much detail, it is as though I am there. He admires you. Trusts you. It warms my heart to know he has someone to look up to. I know you will do right by him. As for myself, I have settled nicely in this new role. My court is behind me, and I have the people's loyalty. For the first time in a long time, Mercia is stable. It's thanks to you. Ravensthorpe's status, Hamlet, press B close, Ravensthorpe. Quests. In dreams? Rip carrying the torch. Svend has passed away, leaving Tove adrift and seeking guidance. Speak to Tove. Prep.
I don't know how to...
Tovi.
Eivor, it's Sven. He passed while I was away.
Tovi, I'm sorry I wasn't there.
No one was. We had planned to brand Tekla's barrels that morning, and we talked about what we might have for supper. And when I went to collect him, he was in his bed. Sleeping, I thought. But he was already gone.
I'm sure he went in peace.
But he went with plans. Things he wanted to do, things he meant to do. His death was so empty. Not like in our stories.
What stories?
Life is not a story, Tovi. It is a fractured shout, unguided by verse. Most of us meet untidy ends, If we knew the shape of our stories before we lived them, we would hardly attempt to live them.
I would have given anything for another day with Sven. Even a wordless one. He was not ready to go. Thank you, Eivor. I need to get home.
Be strong, Togi, and know you are valued.
Alliance table, show me the alliance.
I want to see the Alliance map.
Grand Bridge Grand Oxen Efford Oxen Efford London. Eligible. Oxen Efford Sire. London. Eligible. Oxen Efford Sire. Eligible. Suggested power 90.
What of Oxenfordshire? Sigurd told me he had business there.
Ah, yes. Sigurd is there now, in fact. He bids you go meet him as soon as you can. He has partnered with a rebellious Thane called Giedrich, and hopes to install Giedrich as Elderman in exchange for an oath. There is an alehouse at the center of Buckingham. Sigurd will meet you there.
I will pledge to Oxen Efford Sire.
I should join my brother then. Where is Buckingham?
Along the great Ouse River that divides Oxenfordshire. Sigurd will be pleased to see you.
The Wolfgar! So glad to see you.
World, hold a fast track. Brewing rebellion. Sigurd and base.
What do you see? Best raise my hood here. Soldiers on alert. What has happened here? An alehouse. This must be it. Sigurd is not here. I'll ask around.
Banner announcing
These soldiers always leave a bleeding mess.
Are you the alewife here?
You are not welcome here. I've had enough trouble with Danes today.
I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm looking for my brother, a large Norseman.
It was him what caused the ruckus. Him and that other one were here, talking to Thane Giedrich. Then Lady Edwin's soldiers swept in. A fight broke out. Your brother and the tanned fella got away. The soldiers nabbed Giedrich, though. I was sorry to see that. He's well liked in these parts.
Which way did my brother go?
What's it worth to you to find out?
I'm asking a simple question.
Look, Dane, you start a scene or a scuffle, and I'll scream for soldiers.
money I'll pay. 130.
Thieving Carter. Here's your silver.
Thank you kindly. Your brother and his friend jumped through that window and ran for the river. I'd wager they hid in one of the fish houses there.
Sigurd and Basim headed south. They wouldn't go far. I'll check along the river. Cast about this land, my friend. Smells like a fish house. Good spot to ride.
Wait! Stop!
Ahlan wa sahlan, Eivor.
We could have cut you to bloody giblets, Wolf-Kissed.
Why so unnerved, brother? It's not like you.
Half the soldiers of the Shire are hunting us. You must have noticed.
Is that why you haven't come home? You're playing hide and fetch with the Mercian soldiers.
Your brother's a busy man, Eivor. Weighed down by pressing duties.
Good to see you again.
It's good to see you again, Basim. Even if you haven't kept my brother trained on the task at hand.
It's not my place to lead your brother about like a bridled mare.
Now there's an idea. Brother, we should be forging alliances. Send this man back to his warren before he leads you astray.
Eivor, gods above, I'm grateful you've joined us. We have made strides towards an alliance, in fact. A local thane called Giedrich has pledged an oath to me.
I've heard of him. The alewife also mentioned a Lady Edwin who commands the soldiers. Why not ally with her?
Lady Edwin's husband was the Shire's alderman, until Gudrun's army ended his life. Now she's taken up her husband's fight, with the promise of aid from King Alfred of Wessex.
Edwin vows revenge on the Danes who stole her husband and her livelihood.
From what we know, Alfred is a fearsome king. If Edwin can win his full support, this Shire is lost to Wessex.
So to fight her, you've pledged your sword to a minor thane who likely commands a gang of farmers and fishermen.
Have faith, Eivor. A few hundred Saxons armed with hayforks and billhooks can be terrifying.
Gods.
All men and women, noble or peasant, have within them the seeds of something greater.
This is true. Sometimes greater than the average mind can fathom.
Well, Edwin has Giedrich in shackles now. All your plotting has turned to ash.
Not if we act soon. She dragged her prisoners to the Longhouse. With you here, we can mount a surprise strike.
If Giedrich is our best chance for an alliance, let's see it done. Sigurd, has Basim talked you into something of little reward?
Eivor, have you lost hope in my warcraft? I heed Basim's wisdom. He follows my lead, always.
These soldiers are tightly
Reach
wound.
Buckingham's Longhouse.
Eivor, have you lost hope in my warcraft? I heed Basim's wisdom, but he follows my lead, always.
He has the look of one who trusts none but himself.
Basim is secretive by nature, but he is wise and forthright, and he has opened my eyes to a magnificent truth. He has promised me a reward so unusual, so incredible, it will shatter your mind to shards.
Brother, our bond has the iron heft of a war axe. Do not let Basim and his prophecies of good fortune sway you from our simple goal.
Never. Our goal is fixed. We shall soon be the lords of Mercia, then all of England. But Basim has a deep insight. He's read wisdom in the lines of my face and heard the litany of my forefathers, and, well, there will be time enough for my saga later.
You're going down!
The other side must be barred.
I'll keep the rat busy! That's it!
Gotta feed the worms! You'll suffer for that!
To hell with you! You want a hike? To hell with you!
Give me a hand over here.
Sigurd, kill this sweaty fishwife.
Stay your blades. This traitor Giedrich will face trial, as will all the treasonous thanes of this shire.
You're the traitor, Edwin, calling on Alfred of Wessex begging for his army.
Clap your mead hole, Giedrich, lapdog of the Danes.
You'll sell us out to Wessex, and that poxy-ass bastard Alfred. We won't have it.
Let us talk.
Lady, there's no need for slaughter. We all want peace for Xenofordshire. Can we find some agreement?
You heathenish fork-tongued Dane. Foul-smelling heap, I shit on you all.
Lady, choose your next words with care, for you see before you the future master of all England, Sigurd, of the hungry Raven clan. Lay down your arms, free my friend here, and kiss my lordly feet. You will not get a second chance.
Sigurd, are you cracked?
And you can kiss my rosy red ass, wayface. I've done with this offal. I leave them to you. Flay them alive and tan their flesh for saddles.
Wait, Giedrich! What have they done to you?
What kind of mess did you get yourself into?
Try to flank!
Don't tie me! I can still fight these bastards!
No escape, Spec! So be it. Can't keep it up!
Damn it to hell! The harpy escaped! Good lord, you fight well. Thank you for that.
Giedrich, this is Eivor, my stone-armed sibling.
Well met. That was your plan, Sigurd. To charm the lady with your vague hope of kingship.
Prophecy, Eivor, not hope.
No time to squabble. Edwin's taken most of the Shire's thanes. She has her way. They'll be dead by supper.
Tend your wounds, Giedrich. We'll free your friends.
And what of the holy woman Fulke? You promised us a meeting with her.
I did, aye. But it's a fair mystery why you'd want to
Where
talk
is
with...
she?
Thane Holt will know. Fulke lives on his lands, but he'll be dead with the rest if you don't stop the trial.
Tell us where, and we'll go now. Their lives depend on the speed of your tongue.
Southwest of here, halfway to Oxenaforda, at the Lichvila garrison.
Basim, Eivor, to horse!
Letter from Ilfred of Wessex. Find and rescue the Thens.